back once again to the Necro Zoo. I am Bone.
Dude's beefed.
And in this one, let's go ahead and do a update video. Now, seeing as how we are in my favorite month of the year, almost getting ready for Halloween and a large celebration where the nights get longer, spirits get stronger, and everyone, of course, is afraid of the boogeyman. And how fitting that I make my return this month. Now, I did go through a little self induced months long sabbatical. Definitely for different reasons. It did start off with I did end up doing two large projects for the city, for the fire department, and those were really taking a toll on me. While I was doing that, I somehow decided to go on a cut in my physical fitness. So I went down, I think I was like 230 at the most, and now I am a lean and mean 200 pounds. Now, this involved a lot of cleaning up the diet and doing a lot of fasting, and of course, adding a lot of dips and pull ups to my workouts, which I never, was a big fan of, but now I have pushed myself and added them to the repertoire, getting pretty leaned out and really happy with the progress. But one thing for sure, and that is that it was a lot of suffering to get down to what I wanted to look like. Don't get it twisted. It was a struggle that was added on to the already hectic schedule that I was having. And add on to that, I kind of felt like if McFarlane was like losing a little bit of steam, like just you could kind of feel it in the air that, people were kind of like losing interest. It just seemed like fans were kind of, tuning out. And me, I'm not a big, like, it's not about the subs, it's not about the views, it's more for the passion of collecting. But I did start to notice how a lot of channels I would watch before they would get a lot of views for, new McFarlane figures, and they just started to kind of dwindle a little bit. Of course, it depends on which DC character it is, but it still was just didn't feel like in the heyday of McFarlane having the license. Besides the fact that I had already kind of decided to stop making content until Mattel reveals their line, what it's going to look like, what scale it is. I thought that would kind of give a boost, added interest into the whole DC figure collecting. Not that it really makes a difference to me. Of course, you guys know I am still not monetized. I do this for the fun of it, for the enjoyment. That may change, it may not. We'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But with the recent news of McFarlane retaining the production license until 2026, it kind of gave me a little boost, a little spark where I kind of wanted to get back into reviewing figures. I see he is unloading a ton of characters, so it is going to be pretty fun, as well as there's some past figures that I want to take a look at that I have in my collection. I just never opened them, but I know customizing them kind of gives them a little added flavor. So I may end up doing some vids about customizing older releases just as a passion project that I want to do. So this whole time I have still been hunting, still been collecting, dabbling a little bit in customizing. Not a lot of time to do that, but I do enjoy doing it when I can get to it. But I did amass a large collection of unopened figures and things that I've recently picked up. Now, I have changed the way I collect McFarlane. I always used to have multiples. I did change it to where I only need one of each figure. It doesn't matter if it stays in box or if I open it. I used to collect the collector's edition with a fervor where I would have to buy two standards and one platinum edition. That has kind of, fizzled out a little bit. I still collect them. I picked up the Batman Year 2 set. I think that was about the last one that I bought, the two standard and the one platinum. And I never reviewed that, which is pretty sad. I kind of have an idea where I want to do a Reaper, that villain from Year 2, custom. So I may end up pulling those figures out later on, but I do want to at least display one of those standard Batmans. And if I were to make a video of everything I have, it would really be long, a lot, like an hour or two, showing you everything I have stacked up. So I picked out the main things that I liked picking up and I really want to get into reviewing and taking a look at. So I cut it down a little bit. Let's get through it. And I have a special announcement at the end of the video. But there's just been so many figures, so many reveals. It's really kind of blowing me away how McFarlane, instead of dying out with a whimper, he really is going out with a bang. I mean, I picked up the Mr. Bones and the Obsidian directly from the McFarlane toy store. Never opened this. I kind of do have some customizing thoughts that I want to do with this Mr. Bones. So I may end up opening these and making a video on it. So that's pretty cool. Of course, those are some very obscure characters, but you cannot get away from the bread and butter, which is your main characters like Superman. I had picked up this Kingdom Come Superman. I wanted to open this to match it up with the Kingdom Come Batman that I never really took a look at or did any customizing on. So we may also get into that. Of course, I ended up picking up the digital classic Superman. Right now, this thing's really hot. Everybody's, paying absorbently amount of prices for this, but I got mine early, not too bad, but haven't opened it yet. So I did notice that he's releasing a lot of Supermans, so no rush in that. Of course, I picked up the Cyborg Superman as well as the red version of. Not really sure. It has to do with the lanterns, but really happy to pick these two up. I got these at Walmart, just randomly stopping at Walmart, and I found these two. Now, another thing that passed by was the Superman movie, the James Gunn version. Haven't seen it, haven't heard good things about it, not really a big fan of it. So I wasn't too, enthusiastic of picking up those figures, but I did come across just the standard what's his name? Cornswell version of Superman. Not my favorite, but I'll add it to the movie collection. Now, what I was interested in, I went to Target and I found like six of these robots, the red, red platinum edition, and I didn't get all six. And since he has a number 4 on him, I just ended up going ahead and picking up 4 just because I'm sick like that. I'm kooky, and these are really fun. They're gonna be cool to display with the Superman. I did look for that collector's edition that has the crypto, and I just never came across it. I may end up just ordering it in the future, but like I said, not a big fan of that movie, so I'm not too interested in it. But I eventually will complete out the collection for the movie figures from the Superman. But pretty nice to add to the collection. Now, of course, people always say, McFarlane only releases Batman and Superman, which is not true, no matter how hard they cry about it. There's a lot of Batman, of course, but that, subs the line, that keeps the line going. A lot of Superman been coming out. I did do a comparison one time and I figured out that basically as many Batman as he has released, McFarlane has released about the same number of Superman figures. So not really nothing to get all excited about, but he does release a lot of obscure characters that people thought we'd never see. Cool things, not some not too interesting, but I did pick up the classic version of Dr. Fate. I found this, I think, at FYE, so that's why I picked it up. Been looking for the platinum version, probably way past time. I never opened it, which is another thing I want to do. Came across this armored Green Lantern. Don't know much about it. It's a reuse of the steel armor, besides other little differences, but cool. Add that one to the collection. Recently found this Sandman figure. pretty cool. I think he was in the JSA and the Justice Society. So awesome older character that people thought McFarlane would lose a license and never make. So that's pretty cool. He's also been making, I see, a lot of female figures. I need to pick up the Hawk Girl. I know recently they revealed the Black Canary, so everybody's getting their, female fix, which of course is always appreciated. I did come across this Mr. Miracle, which is a highly anticipated one for me. In fact, this may be the first review I do coming back to making content, is I want to do this Mr. Miracle review, of course, from the New Gods, Scott Free. They also released that Metron. That this is when I noticed that the first time I didn't buy 3 of these collector's edition. Even though I saw tons of the platinum, I rarely came across the standard version. And I ended up just picking the 2 different versions. Didn't need to, go all crazy. And maybe one day I'll buy another standard version if I see it on sale. Randomly, I came across this alternate version of Mr. Terrific, the yellow coated version. When I saw it, I was like, just pick it up because it's one of those random things you hardly come across. So it was pretty cool to add that one to the collection. Been coming across Kite Man, but I think I saw the platinum version like a bunch of times and I never saw the standard Kite Man, which is the one I really wanted. Picked this one up at GameStop. No big deal. I think I have like 7 GameStops like in my general circumference. So always stopping at GameStop and looking if they have any hidden gems. Once again, the same thing. Collector's edition. I just stopped buying those mandatory 3s. I don't know why. I guess if I really like the figure or it's something I really want, I'll do it. But I ended up just getting the standard and the platinum version of Mirror Master. So this one I kind of do want to review. I may open it up. I do have the old school DC fan club Mirror Master in box. I never opened it, so this may be an occasion where I'll have a reason to open up that old signature series Mirror Master. So that just goes to show you that McFarlane doesn't only release Batman. That's a big wives' tale. And as soon as I say that, let's get into the Batman. Now, I did pick up this Dark Knight Returns all black silhouette version of the Dark Knight, which pretty fun to add it to the Batman collection. I randomly came across this at GameStop, this classic version of Batman, which I always knew he was going to do. Whenever we first saw that Nightfall version of Batman, I knew that, Todd was going to go crazy with using that same body mold and everything to make the different versions of Batman. And we even have crazy alternate versions. I'm not sure what this one's called, Troika or something like that. But I also found this at GameStop and I like the dark, sinister look of it, so I picked it up. I found this red platinum, orange rainbow, part of the rainbow Batman thing. I just thought I'd pick it up. I picked up the Batman 1000 or 1 million. Don't know. It's been a million Batmans that McFarlane has released. Recently bought this Earth 2 Batman just for the fun and giggles because I didn't have any other reason to pick it up. Now, as far as sidekicks go, I did pick up the disco version of Nightwing. I think I found this at GameStop as well, so never sleep on GameStop. They surprisingly sometimes have some figures that you've been looking for. Now, as far as villains for Batman, I do have the Two-Face, the standard version. Picked this one up at FYE. So I paid a little bit more than I would like to pay because they do a little bit of a markup. But it was worth it. I want this one. I want to do a review on this one. But I do kind of want to pick up the platinum as well. So Batman gets a lot of love from McFarlane. Don't ever forget that. As far as villains go, I recently picked this up. I got this from Best Buy, and it's Deathstroke the Terminator version. So I think a lot of people are, jumping on this one. Everybody's looking for it. So I thought I'd go ahead and pick it up. Didn't get the platinum version if there is one, but I'm kind of happy about that. I just want the standard Deathstroke version. And last but not least, I have to have some Grim Knight action. I got the 2-pack Grim Knight and Killer Croc. Of course, I have like 12 original Grim Knights, so I just wanted this one to see the differences. The Killer Croc looks pretty cool and very different from the original Arkham release. So maybe I'll review this and review the old Grim Knight and the old Croc compared to these newer releases. So basically, that's it, guys. I mean, like I said, I could have made a longer video, but you guys wouldn't want to see all the other figures I picked up. That was enough. Those were like my main figures I'm really looking forward to opening up and adding to my vast DC collection. Now, as far as the final announcement I wanted to make, now let's make a deal here. It's not about the subs for me, it never has been, but I could make it to 5,000 subs. I'm pretty close. I think I'm like 4,000 and something. I'm not sure. But as soon as we get to 5,000 subs, I will be giving away one of my unopened Wonder Woman's, the original collector's edition release. I do have one here. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I really have 4 unopened Wonder Woman's. I have, back then I was doing the whole collecting 3, the collector's edition figures. I did the platinum version, and then I did 2 of the standard for my collection. Those are in storage, so they're never going anywhere. Now I have this one because I was going to do a custom version, but then I decided not to. Here I do have my open standard Wonder Woman version, and I also have my open platinum edition. So I mean, I have what's that? I have 6 of them. I can part with one of these. If we get to 5,000 subs, I will be doing a giveaway. So let's see if we can make it to 5,000 subs. I'm not sure if anybody wants this, but I'll do a raffle and give it away. So that way we could have a little bit of a symbiotic relationship. But that is the update for now. As far as I can tell, I will be able to start pumping out some different videos. I'm going to do some topic videos, which I like to do, but it seems people kind of don't like those. Reveals, customs, new figures, figure reviews. Probably the Mr. Miracle will be the first one. But as always, you guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.